Welcome back to Vigor. It's your boy, Stealth Jet, and I'm back in the mix. So here's the thing, right? Y'all know I love to play Lone Wolf. There are pros and cons to this. Matter of fact, just before I started recording this video, I had a match on, not a match, encounter on Sagebrook, and it was myself, 2 teams of 3, and 1 team of 2. And guess where the game spawned me at? At the freaking sawmill. And 2 minutes in, y'all wanna know what happened? PSD'd. And I only had 1 transmitter on me. So you can pretty much figure out how that went. I died. Anyways, so the pros and cons of Lone Wolf will probably be a whole nother video in and of itself. But in my opinion, depending on your playstyle, the pros outweigh the cons. But that's just my opinion, not even professional opinion, but just my opinion. But look at this one right here. Look at this lobby. We got 2 teams of 3 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solo players. 5 minus myself. So there's literally a 50-50 chance I'm gonna run into a team. If I see a person, that person may be people. Coordinated people. Now, where do I spawn at? Over here on this side of the map. Now, from what I remember in my experience on this map, I spawn here, but another team spawns near the storage shed, and another team or another person spawns to my left. So, I'm thinking, right? If I spawn to my left, where's the first place I'm going to run to? Here. So what do? Contact bomb. Right here. This is usually the first building people enter in. So when they open that door, I'm gonna get a little splat on my screen. So that just lets me know that somebody's here. Let's see if that... I'll place the bait. Let's see if a fish bites it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the detector goes off. And the detector was to my left. Again, I don't know if it's a person or people that used it. So I decide to walk outside, and boom, sure enough, there's a team right there. And you can tell they saw me because one of them starts aiming their weapon in this general direction. Art of Relocation. They seen my ghost. They seen the after image. Now, time to wait and see if they take the visual bait that I accidentally placed in their mind. They know my last known location. They see me running towards that house. Right? They see me running towards that house. It's not about where they saw you. It's where they saw you and the direction that you were heading. So let me say that one more time. They see me running into that red house right there in front of me. What do? I take up position that has a pretty much 50% visual view of that red house in front of me. And I wait. Because that's a team. And they only saw 1 person. And remember, there are 3 teams here. And the other 2 teams are probably in the town right now. And sure enough, in a moment, or it may have already passed, you're going to see that door open. And somebody, yeah, the door's already open. So they're inside. See, you see that? They're inside the house. And the time safe goes off. Now, this is actually working in my favor. Because the ground between myself and that red house is almost barren. There's no cover. But in a moment, I'm going to mess up. But it actually works to my favor. And I'll explain as it goes along. And no, I'm not going to play any Metal Gear Solid music over this clip. Because I want y'all to see this. Aim at that guy. He's going towards that house. Now, what I'm thinking right here is, if I stay hidden, they might check the other house. But then I stand up. That guy saw my head. Yes, I have a white hood. And it's snow. But he saw movement. That wasn't snow. He chucks a grenade over. So I shoot one dude. And we get into a little bit of a gunfight. Shoot that guy in the head. That works out for me. Now, There's him. Let's throw some shots at him. He throws a grenade. I run. He runs too because of the amount of accurate fire I'm putting towards him. Well, inaccurate, but somewhat close bullets that are flying past his head. So, relocate, relocate. Remember, he's seen my after image going this way. What does he do? Loot his friend. And that's all she wrote. Now, I'm not saying every one of my encounters goes like this, but when you come out of a 1v2 scenario, because people know your last known location and where you're heading, that gives you the advantage. Because you can head one way, but find an alternate unseen path and go another way. Let me run that back. They see me right here, ran right towards that house. They checked the house, I wasn't at the house. What did they do? Go outside and look. When they went outside, that's where they messed up at. And I messed up too, because I stood up. And they threw one grenade, didn't hit me. And that was also lucky in and of itself, because that rock was pretty vertical. All I had to do was just walk behind that rock, and I'll be okay. And now, in terms of shooting, the slower they move, the easier they will be to hit. And this is one thing I don't like about this game. If my bullets are going to hit a rock in front of me, let me know. Yes, you have the dotted crosshair feature, but it's very inconsistent, right? If you can do that for every single, like, you don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When the crosshairs are like off in a distance, and you shoot and it hits the rock in front of you, as I find a picture. Bohemian Interactive fixed that. I guarantee you the player base will be like 20% happier. But anyways, back to the encounter. Now, when they were out in the open, then they took cover behind that house. Once they took cover, and they left my field of vision, and they cut off their own vision, you seen how I ran and then jumped? The reason why that dude looted his friend was because he still thought that I was behind there. Now, given your screen is like halfway covered, but remember, he was facing me, and I'm facing the edge of the map. So the right side of his screen may be covered, but the left side of the screen would still show me peeking around that rock. So he said, okay, I'm gonna loot this guy for a little bit, my friend for a little bit, so the guy who killed him doesn't get any of his loot. And when I see him, I'm gonna back out and run away and relocate himself. The after image effect is something that you can use greatly in this game. If you want some more explanation on this, I made a video on battery snow kits where it was also snowing. I sense a theme here. Whenever it snows, I kind of be a ghost. Battery snow kit. Vigor, semicolon, the ghost of battery snow kit. I uploaded it this week, so go back to my Vigor playlist and check that out if you want some more explanation. Now back to the gameplay. The 1v2 is done. That's over with. But I'm starting to see red. I'm starting to see red. Now what does that mean when I say that? I'm halfway towards a threat. I've became a threat on stream. But this is the perfect lobby to get threat on. Because, yes, there are teams, but I already took out one of them. And you've seen the solo players here. They didn't have much on them. If anything, they were probably like one Sumi and a pistol, and everybody else didn't bring anything at all. So I'm seeing red right now. That's why I made up my mind right here as I'm crossing this railroad track. I'm not going to stop moving. I'm not. To the people who get threats on stream daily, good job, because you're racing against the clock and against players' willingness to stay in the field. But my sense of not moving pays off. There's a guy right there in front of me. Now, I don't know what he has. He looked like he didn't have anything on his back. But scorpions can go on your waist. And I take too much fall damage right here. That's actually an accident. So,
Airdrop incoming. Get ready.
Here comes the airdrop. Now, the after image effect works both ways. You see what I'm looking at? That was his last known location. And then I get pinged. So I set up the holy grail of traps. Transmitter, contact bomb. Basically a ghetto claymore. Now, relocate. Is that guy going to come after me? Or going to go after the signal? I don't know. Because check this out. When I was pinged, I was underneath that bridge. The map doesn't tell you elevation. It just tells you the the exact location at that instant. If he would have looked outside as he was pinging me and seen nobody on the bridge, that would either spook him or intrigue him. Spook because he was on that bridge in his mind. This is what I'm saying as I'm him. He was on that bridge, now I don't see him. Let me go investigate. That's intrigue. Spook, meaning this guy already done left. Where is he at? And then he's going to play more cautious. You got to think about your potential hunter and or your potential prey. Your hunter can be your prey too if you play it right. Picture. Main objective right now. I'm slowly calming down because I realized, as I hear gunshots in the distance, that you have a time limit. You can't see red forever. You can't. At some point, you got to come down to your senses and realize, I'm trying to get XP. Yes, getting kills is fun, but the main objective of this game and to progress through upgrading your house and going through the season pass is XP. And the greatest, and in some cases, safest way to get XP is to loot. So right now, I'm looking for the buried cache because I want the XP and I want the loot. And on a picture, it had a picket fence and some stairs. Now right here, I'm looking at the picket fence, which is actually behind me. And then right here, I realize I'm going upstairs. So where's the freaking cache at? Boom. Stairs right there in front of me. They're right here. Where's the cache? Somebody already found it. Dreams crushed. But they did leave disinfected. So I have no use for that picture anymore, so I destroy it. I'm going to say this tonight as well. Every gunshot you hear is a door. You can choose to walk through that door by pursuing the source of that gunshot. Every bullet you hear on the map is a sign, is a signal that says, if you want to come and have a bit of fun, come over here. When I say fun, I mean gunfight. So now that I know my main objective has been aborted, I'm going to go over here and investigate. Now, I didn't think about this at the time, but whenever you're looking for somebody, don't look in the open. Don't, because you're making yourself a target. That's why I am kind of circling around a little bit. Remember, while you're hunting, you are still a potential target yourself. And now here comes radiation. From this point forward, I vow to only use PSDs to check for potential airdrop carriers. I'm only going to use a PSD at the very end of the match unless the circumstances are extenuating. Now, I've seen one signal near that airdrop. If I had a grenade right now, I would chuck it near that airdrop, just to flush out any roaches that are near there. But I don't. So I gotta use my eyes and my ears. I'm watching that airdrop, and I don't see not a darn stick figure carrying a box on this map. I get a little bit closer. If I hear the slightest footstep, then that means I can either hunt them down or get the airdrop myself. Remember, we've seen a signal there. We don't know if it's a team or it's a person. But here comes radiation. If you've seen, well, as you've seen in this encounter, I kept flashing up my map because I was pre-planning which exit am I going to take. It'll be a real dumb idea to run past the airdrop, aka to the north, and go towards the exit that way, because you're running past the airdrop. I decided to take this way to the east because this, in my opinion, is the path that is least watched and the least taken. Now, in hindsight, should I have gone for the airdrop? 60% of me says yes, 40% of me says no. And here's the reason why. We seen one signal there, but I don't know if that was a team or not. We did see 3 teams of 2 in there, or in the pre-game lobby screen. But I killed one of them, and there are 2 more people, or 2 more teams left that I know of. But remember, the basic game mechanic, the airdrop size is dependent on the largest team in the encounter. There are 2 airdrops, if not 1, in that box. And all 3 comm stations were hit this entire encounter. Somebody could have gotten that airdrop and left, and I'm sitting here looking for a stick figure on a map when somebody could have made the airdrop invisible, the airdrop carrier invisible. So in hindsight, I should have gone for it. But in honor of my boy Woodrich, you seen me pick up an A74 KSU, and so for you, my boy, my loyal viewer, I'm gonna keep this weapon and not risk losing it because I was too aggressive in going for an airdrop and somebody else was camping it besides me. Now, given the radiation was there and covered up the entire map, but in tonight's video, you're going to see something a bit different and something a bit interesting. So stay tuned. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry there wasn't enough, action, quote unquote, but even though I'm having these good runs where I kill maybe 2 or 1 person, the more people you kill, the more excited you get, the more likely you are to mess up and make a small mistake, and that costs you your life and the potential threat status. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for tonight at midnight EST for the other part of, I guess, this series. Peace.